This week, we follow the story of Sha Mortz, once a petty criminal in the bowels of an Imperial warship, now a sanctioned Psyker of the Imperium of Man. She has yet to begin her duties in the ranks of the Inquisition, but as she travels through hell itself to her assignment, she begins to receive an inkling of what's to come when she confronts the Tritone Gambit.
So, well, we've established. References your character sheet. Sha. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Sha.
Okay, so. Well, we had Sha. She's been discovered, gone through her whole vision journey quest, seeing hello Emperor thing.
Yeah, get poked a lot, etc.
Have your soul bound to the Emperor. Have various horrific things happen to you as a result.
Yep.
So we'll actually find you waking up in a city.
Righto.
At least, it's something. You think it's a city. You don't think you've ever been in one. You know you're not on a ship because it's got that weird big blue thing up above you.
Like, what bullshit is this? This is the sky. Heard about these.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And pretty much the first thing you notice that everything around you is monochrome.
Seems slightly irregular.
Nothing but shades of grey.
Right. Okay then. Pretty sure most worlds aren't grey. Sorry, really long noodle. Okay, so everything is grey. I appear to be in a city, or what seems to be a city. And I miss me ship, is my first thought on that one. It's like, no, I like ships. I know ships. The only time I've not been on a ship was when I was having a bad fucking time of it.
Yeah, true. Pretty
it's like,
accurate.
No. Just like, no, last time I left a ship, I got poked a lot, and now I'm covered in little needle scars. That's not cool. I want to go back to my ship.
Okay. So, what are you going to be doing?
I would say, is there anybody there, or is it literally just an empty city?
Well, the area you're in, it's like, a crossroads, like a junction, or like a little town square place. The streets leading away from you are all, suitably tarmacked, which is, again, you've read about this. It's weird.
Yep.
And there's actual space. It's not all cramped tunnels. It's like actual sort of avenues and boulevards, but it's all a bit of a mess, frankly. There's debris and detritus littering everywhere. Some overflowing garbage cans. Some of the buildings appear to be damaged. The buildings themselves look actually kind of comforting because they all seem to be built out of bulkheads, sheet metal. Typical kind of, architecture you'd associate with Imperial. Skulls everywhere.
Of course.
And it's all uniformly, shades of grey.
Right, seeing as I'm at a crossroads, are there any signposts? Can I go and look for signposts?
No. From where you're standing, you can sort of see what looks appear to be a wall to one side, and then the other three directions are sort of open. leading into other streets and so on.
Righto, what is down street number 1? As from where I can see. Is it all much of a muchness?
Yeah, I mean, some damaged cars, all the buildings with, cracked facades. No sign of habitation at all.
Righto, so no people.
No.
I will start off down... Ruben, these are noodles. You don't want noodles. You're a cat. No. So he just stood up and was like, noodles. Like, what the fuck? I will take the middle of the 3 then. So if my back is to the wall.
So your back is to the wall. Okay.
Yeah, then the one in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, you head down the street, sort of looking about.
Righto.
Roll me an awareness.
Right, how do I roll an awareness? Do I just roll?
Actually, it's very simple with the character sheets. You go into the character sheet page.
Yep.
Go down to your basic skills, and just click on under roll. Next to the relevant skill.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I was having a dumb then. Do the thing. Ah! Oh god, it's opened it in a... Ah, fuck off, what? Go away. I'm confused. What have I done? I've broken the website.
They'll pop up a little thing asking for modifiers.
Yep.
It's 0 and just submit.
Okay. Boop.
And your result?
Yep.
There we go. You have failed horribly.
Excellent. I am a not particularly attentive psyker.
Yes. So,
Fabulous.
perfectly normal.
Okay, then.
So, yeah, I mean, again, nothing really jumps out at you as you wander down the street, inspecting, just casually or warily looking around, depending on your mood.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite shifty because I'm not okay with A, that everything is grey, and B, that there's some sort of sky bullshit going on.
Yep. Something you notice is that even the lights are monochrome. Like, when you pass something that should be like a glowing lens, it's just a white, and then it's just fading into, greyness. It's like a really bad video that's, again, had all the colour leached away.
Righto. Does it look as anything, do I look like I'm heading into the middle of city, or is it all...
Yes, actually, it's, the buildings suddenly give way, and you're essentially approaching what looks to be a bridge over a massive amount of liquid.
Okay. Can I find a bit of rubble and chuck it into this liquid?
Yes.
Fabulous. I would like to do this. Does it appear to behave normally?
Yes, it splashes in. There's even a little splashing sound effect as you drop.
Righto.
It doesn't smell of, the normal things you would smell on a ship, like, the sewers or, I don't know, gasoline and promethium.
Smells like air. Don't like it. Not recycled enough.
Yep. Also like water. On the other end of this bridge, there's another sort of walled off.
Right, so I can't go any further.
Cargo.
That way.
Well, no, there's like a small barricade thrown up at the other end. But
right,
on either side, there's more of the walls.
Righto.
It looks like it's a fortified aisle that you're approaching.
Righto. Can I get down beside the water, or is it like a sheer drop down and shit?
You can walk down. It's got like a little. It's got those little platforms, so if there's any boats on this river, people can sort of bark and disembark.
Righto. Fucking noodles.
I'm enjoying ice cream.
Ice cream is good. Okay, seeing as the water's not doing anything weird, other than be a large body of water, I'm going to leave that alone for now, but what do? I'll go and inspect the barricadey thing.
Okay. Roll me another awareness. This time add 30. Yay! You notice there's figures sort of, patrolling the barricade. They appear to be dressed in relatively civilian clothing. Sort of long coats, which would be impractical for a ship, but who knows what the hell these surface worlders do.
That's a point. What's the temperature like? Like, am I noticing that the temperature is weird particularly, or am I just not really feeling temperature?
It feels comfortable. Whatever is a comfortable temperature for Sha. It's not cold that it's shivering. It doesn't feel like you need to put on more clothing. It doesn't feel like you need to shed any clothing.
Just nice base average temperature.
Yeah. Whatever base is for her.
Righto, if they all look relatively normal, I will shamble on over, somewhat shiftily, and ask
They do notice you approaching, and they sort of, quickly take positions and level what appear to be, last rifles at you.
Okay.
They all have, very high collars hiding, the lower halves of their face. The rest of it's all, they look humanoid. And so you hear one of them saying, whoa, 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 hold there.
Okay. Hands up, not a problem. Just I'm a person. Please do not treat me. Noodles.
They're peering at you and shout out, turn all the way around.
Okay. Will do. Slowly.
They seem mollified after you've done that, and the voice, who you identify to be, one of the leaders, who's a guy with a bandana and a pair of spectacles, shouts out against her. Okay, come on closer, slowly.
Backwards.
No, he said for you to do a 360.
Oh, right. Brain.
Yes, just moonwalk towards us.
Interesting skills. Right, okay. No, it's okay. I did a 360, not a 180. Heard a fucking dare. Right. Okay, yeah, I will walk over slowly and keep my hands up just because they still seem a little bit, twitchy.
You see some of them have shifted their aim. They're not actually aiming at you, they're aiming past you.
Okay, I'm going to put my hands down. What's behind me?
Nothing. You can see, some smoke trailing into the sky from the area you were in.
Righto.
You can sort of see that there appears to be the remains of another bridge further down a bend where, the river splits. So it looks like there's sort of two ways into the district you are in, and one of them has been demolished.
Okay.
The leader sort of, raises his rifle onto his shoulders and goes, okay, quick, hurry through, we'll have you checked out.
Okay, I shall skitter on through then, seeing as they seem to decide not to shoot the shit out of me.
Yeah, not just yet.
It's like...
As you're through, you're sort of surrounded by more of these, high collars, big trench coats, las rifles. They don't carry themselves like armsmen. They're more sort of you get the feeling of a militia.
Righto.
The man comes down. He goes, sorry, just need to make double check. How is Sha dressed?
Allow me to retrieve my piece of art that is bumming around. Not particularly offensively.
Massive chaos symbol on her back.
It's ways to get shot in 40k. She also, strangely, has a trench on. Trousers, slightly raggedy vest. She's got her hand wraps on, and she's got a scarf. Long boots.
Scarf covering her face?
No, just around her neck.
Okay. The guy lifts up an actual, old school lantern and sort of peers at you closer.
Righto.
And goes,
I squint.
Yeah, your hands, please.
Just okay. Hands.
Yep.
Why? Can I have one of them?
He's making sure not to touch you. He's just looking over. Goes, okay, you're not infected. It's all good. And he sort of just sighs in relief.
With what?
The color. You knew here, and he sort of like peers closely at you through his spectacles.
A manner of speaking, yeah.
Ah. Well, welcome. And he's actually puts the lantern on, hangs it off his belt, and extends like a hand for a shake.
Okay, yeah, shake hand. What's with this in general? What has gone on here?
It's been difficult. Not every day we get someone coming out from the burned quarter, so to speak, and he sort of indicates the districts he came from, which is like all ruined. This area seems a little bit more intact. Same sort of buildings. There's a bit less detritus on the streets has been cleared away.
So what happened to the rest of the city?
Dead now, or gone. This little area's pretty much all we've got left. We used to be located on the outer districts, and sort of he, notes where he came from, and then sort of his eyes flicker, to the sides where he's probably like looking for on his mental map where the other areas were. But we pushed on through and fortified ourselves here, trying to, bring an end to things.
Define things.
To bring an end to things, the color, of course. Filthy, subversive stuff.
What's the issue with the colour other than it's not black and white?
He sort of raises his hands apologetically. Look, the guild will be able to tell you a lot more than I can. I just man the walls, so to speak. If you head down the, follow the wall down westwards, and it'll take you to the guild house. You'll recognize it. It's the uniforms.
Okay, I'll head that way then.
Take care. And he resumes his position on the barricades.
Right.
There actually appear to be people here. Like people coming and going with daily tasks. They're all, monochrome. They all have slightly haggard look on their faces, like they've been like under siege or without supplies for too long. A situation you actually recognize because you've been on a ship. You've had to do like emergency rations on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of the fact as well, I bet.
A little bit.
But yeah, here and there, it feels a bit more like home. It feels less hollow.
That's hollow is good.
Want me another awareness? Plus 20 this time.
I wish I had a bigger screen. It would make this so much easier.
Are you playing on your phone?
I'm on my laptop, which is a 12.
Oh dear. Okay.
I'm good at awareness.
Yeah, you failed by very little, so that's...
Oh, fair enough.
You don't get all the details, but there's a flash of something as you walk on. But it's gone before you can focus on it.
Alright, so whereabouts was the flash?
It was along one of the buildings. You're basically walking between buildings and the walls. There's like a wide avenue. The walls themselves are all like actual stone and brickwork style things.
Right, so the flash is like up.
You don't know.
One of the walls. Alright, okay.
That's where it came from, yeah, the walls.
Right, yeah. I mean general direction.
Not the walls, I mean the buildings, sorry.
Right, are there any doors along this way?
There's a couple. Some of them are like, rusty things hanging off hinges. Some are actually fully on barricaded and sealed shut. There's some shuttered windows.
Are there any near the vague vicinity of where I think this flash came from that look accessible?
Yeah, I mean they look closed, but yeah, they look like
Try
doors.
one of the doors?
You try it, and it seems to be locked.
Okay, I'll carry on going then towards the guild.
Use your psychic powers. Oh, wait.
My psychic powers are the ability to make people go nutso and think they're in a lot of pain. It's like...
Feel pain, door.
God damn it. Door, go insane.
The door is now gone insane. It doesn't open, it doesn't close. It twists.
Just... It's not standard door behavior.
Mm. You continue on your way.
Yep.
You pass by a little... You enter what appears to be like a small marketplace. You know, stalls with people there, you know, chatting, haggling, shouting out wares. It's like a facade of normalcy. And just beyond this little marketplace is like a towering precinct house. It's got a stylized G on a disc hanging over the door.
Righto, I'll skirt around the edge of the marketplace, so don't really like big crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone look fairly, well, normal, I presume? They just are black and white?
Yeah, everything's black and white. You are black and white. The whole place is black and white. The people are black and white. Yeah.
But otherwise they seem normal, yeah?
It's all regular Imperial citizens going about their daily lives. Near the actual, you know, precinct house, you notice actual guards. Dressed similarly to the militia, but these guys actually have full-on sort of like chest plates and thigh armor, and they seem to have actual melee weapons and pistols rather than rifles.
Righto, I shall go over cautiously and say hello. And say I was sent this way.
The guards seem a bit surprised, but nod. It's been a while since we had a newcomer, but please do, come in. And sort of, you know, they hold the door open for you.
Okay, I go in.
Inside, it feels very much like
I like
sort of
indoors.
like a cantina or a barracks or something, you know. There's long tables, there's people scattered all over the place doing various things. Some are cleaning weapons, some are eating and drinking, some are huddled over maps and discussing things intently. Some seem to be praying in front of a small shrine. There are guarded stairs leading up higher into the building. There's a fancy chandelier hanging from the ceiling with, you know, sort of skulls with candles on top of them.
Okay. What's the shrine?
The shrine is, of course, to the God Emperor of Mankind. It's in the symbol of the Aquila, the two-headed eagle.
Okay, good.
It's holding onto a empty throne. It's basically standing on top of an empty throne. No one seems to pay you much attention as you walk in.
That's always good. I'll head over to the people that are praying by the shrine and politely interrupt them.
You approach, and one of the men's standing to one side, sort of like watching over it, but not joining in the prayer, notices you and sort of nods slightly.
Okay, I'll go talk to that guy rather than hassling anybody. What do? It's like, again, the extent of my conversation apparently is, hello, don't mind me.
He nods, just stays quiet, his eyes fixed on the effigy.
Has he got his lower face covered as well?
Yes. They all have sort of the trench coats with the high collars.
Yeah.
Except the people here all have some sort of headwear.
Right.
There's all like, there's helmets, there's hats, scarves. Some are wearing like, full-on face-concealing helms. But
Can I conveniently trip and catch hold of the edge of his collar?
You can try, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to pretend to trip over the edge of a table.
Okay, that's going to be a... Let's see, you don't have that skill, so you're going to have to roll a That's going to be probably... Roll me a... contortionist.
Right. What modifier?
None.
Or none?
So yeah, okay, you pretend to trip, you reach out to grab him, and you accidentally smack him in the face. You dislodge his glasses, and, they sort of fall down.
I'm so very, very sorry.
And they crack on the floor. And he just sort of glares at you, and you notice that his eyes have color.
Okay.
They're yellow. Like, the iris?
Yeah.
That's the only bit with color. It's yellow.
Okay. Apologise and handed him his glasses awkwardly. I do not have a spare.
He looks at the broken frames and is kind of really annoyed. And he folds them up and puts them in his pocket and goes, "Watch your step next time."
Yep, very sorry about that. Okay, you're gonna skirt around that guy.
As you make to move away, he goes, "Have you spoken to the recruiter yet?"
Who's the recruiter?
He jerks his head to the end of the hallway. There's a small alcove over there.
Okay, I'm gonna go that way.
You signed up.
I'm gonna go that way. Signed up to what?
You'll find out.
Okay, I'm gonna go that way then. Slowly.
This time as you're walking
a little bit sideways.
Yeah. As you're walking by, you start to notice that pretty much a lot of people here have their eyes covered as well. Some with shawls, some have spectacles, again, some have masks. A few who don't have them, you can see they actually have color in their eyes.
Okay.
Again, it's an entire variety of colors. You've seen the guy with yellow, you see someone with a violet, there's blue, there's red.
Does anyone look particularly less irritable than anyone else?
They run the whole gamut. It looks like for just regular people. There doesn't seem to be a pattern or a meaning assigned to this.
I find the smallest person in the room and ask, what's the deal with the eyes? I thought everything was black and white here.
As you're skirting around, you basically come across what you assume to be a squire or a servant or a footspat of some sort. A young girl who's basically cleaning a suit of... buffing a suit of armor. But I say suit of armor, the actual breastplate. And she sort of just looks up at you in surprise, and you notice that her eyes are actually still grayscale, but there's just a faint hint of color starting to come into it. Green, you think?
Oh my god, I shouldn't be this bad at this. I ask how come her eyes aren't as bright as other people's.
She sort of frowns at that, goes, "It's a bit of a forward question, milady, but I'm a squire here. I don't take to the front lines. Until
front lines of what?
The siege on the citadel.
Which citadel?
The citadel." And she sort of just blinks. It's only those who can truly withstand the color go there. The rest of us, the rest of the guild, they patrol the streets, fight it where they can see it. You can only do it for so long before it starts to take over.
What happens when it takes over?
Then you become color.
And that is a bad thing. Why?
She looks up at you and she intones, "Blessed is the mind too small for doubt."
Okay, I thank her for her time and slide away awkwardly. Just okay, yeah, never mind, I'm gonna move on. go this way.
She gets back to work.
Right, I'll quickly off down the hall then, and investigate the recruiter.
Yep. You enter the alcove where you saw him, and there is a man sitting at a desk, dressed pretty much identically to all the others. His headgear of choice is a very sort of wide-brim fedora.
Righto.
He's, signing off on some data slates. But there's no one else in here. There's, shelves full of, stacks of, again, more slates, some books, scrolls, a big map of the city behind him.
Sha stalks on over. As she's inclined to do. She's a stalky person.
Not shifty as fuck.
She's a fucking psycho. She's always fucking shifty as fuck. It's like her job is to be shifty. Asked him, what exactly do you sign people up for, seeing as I was told to come and sign up here?
He looks up in surprise and sort of just recoils slightly at how you managed to sneak up on him. He was basically just, buried in work and just did not notice you until you spoke. He goes, oh, wait, but, yeah? Sort of blinks wide, eyes wide behind his goggles.
Gonna repeat the question.
Oh, right, yes. Welcome to the guild, madam. Or is that sir? And he peers at you closely.
Madam, thank you.
He shrugs. Hard to tell on the robes. Anyway, welcome to...
Fucking robes on.
Welcome to the guild. I take it you're a new arrival then?
I am indeed.
Well, if you've managed to seek us out, then surely you can do some goods here. I guess you could call us the protectors of this place. Or soldiers. Or the Arbites. Doesn't matter. End of the day, we fight those who threaten this place.
So who is currently threatening this place other than the colour? Doesn't mean a whole lot to me, because I'm new. I'm not familiar with your situation.
The colour is an infection. A blight upon our city. We don't know how, but its source resides in the Citadel. Every day it tries to spread. It's claimed most of the people who used to live in the inner districts. We had to battle our way here from the outskirts and set up base here, fortify ourselves near the foot of the Citadel. Daily we have to, man the walls to make sure nothing comes in from outside, and keep up the barricades on the interior.
If it's so dangerous, why didn't you all just leave?
He sort of blinks uncomprehending. He's it's our city. By the grace of the Emperor, we shall not be driven from it.
But you all laid siege to it.
Yes.
Char looks pretty fucking done at this point.
He shrugs. Would you abandon your ship if you had to? Or would you fight for it?
So what do you know about my ship?
He just looks at you waiting for an answer.
Ship is none of your business. Not really mine. It's just where I am put.
Where you were born, where you were raised, do you truly care so little for it?
I do. It's not where I'm from. Not anymore. I don't get to go back to that one.
He nods. So be it. Still, would you serve alongside us then to expunge this blight?
What does this blight actually do?
He sort of looks at you, sighs, because infects us, turns us against one another, distracts us.
From what?
From purity of thought. Those of us who fight it, we get infected. But we still stand against it. Keep it away from the civilians. And when our time comes, we fall, like any other color.
Sha's just sort of frowning at this point during my long silences because that's apparently how she is.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically just a slightly gothier blue crest. Just frown. Okay, so if I sign up, I'm expected to go out and...
You will join us. We will lay siege to the Citadel. We will make what headway we can against this affront. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't help.
Okay, I'll sign up.
He smiles and goes, perfect. Hands you an autoquill, reaches into like a stack of data slates, rummages around in there looking for one that hasn't been signed, and yanks one out. The entire stack just collapses in like a small avalanche. He pays it no mind and just offers it to you.
Okay, what's on this slate specifically?
It seems like a regular contract of employment.
Okay, am I allowed to skim through it quickly?
Yeah, do a literacy check. Plus 10. That's under your advanced skill.
Whoop. It'd be easier if that actually popped up over stuff rather than hiding it, but what do?
It's just pages and pages and pages of legal mumbo-jumbo, but from a quick little skim, the gist of things is you're signing on with them, you'll wear their badge, they'll support you, you won't embarrass them, you'll do your duty.
Am I allowed to help you without signing up?
He looks thoughtful. He goes, you wouldn't be able to get anywhere to help. We don't allow civilians near the front lines. It's easy to keep track of the infected when we're all signed up. If you fight the color, you may well get infected.
More frowning.
Grim dark is grim.
Suspicious mind is a healthy mind.
Mm-hmm.
Frown, frown, frown. Alright, I'll sign the name of somebody I don't particularly like from my ship.
Okay. You sign it. There's a faint twinge in the air. And the man sort of just nods. Looks at it. Nods at you. Alright. Will you be requiring anything from the armory?
Depends what you got.
What can you use?
That is a very good question. Some things. Not a lot of them.
Alright, let's get you equipped. And he heads out and you follow. He takes you off to an alcove, basically opposite the one you just entered for the recruiting office. He pulls out a heavy set of iron keys, shuffles through them, opens the door, and leads you down a twisting flight of stairs.
Right up.
Another door at the bottom. Again, clattering keys. It opens. He steps in.
Okay, I'll stand in the doorway and look in.
Racks of weapons and armor.
Righto, what can I use? Do I need proficiencies to use armor or anything?
Armor, no. Weapons, yes.
Yeah, so I know I need weapons proficiencies.
The recruiter sort of busies himself in the corner quickly, picking out something. He comes back holding a trench coat.
What's wrong with my trench coat?
Your one is not as nice as this one.
Okay, I'll take the nicer coat.
As in, like, quality-wise, you've got your civilian one. This one looks like it belongs to a commissar.
Okay, I'll have a fancy coat then.
This one doesn't have epaulets for obvious reasons. And it's got a ridiculously high collar. Yep.
Like, oh, damn it, no stealing the hat, Josh. Can I have your vulture?
Have a hat.
Oh. Now, hats do not agree with Sha's hair. So she'll remain hat-free.
Helmet?
No, I'd rather be able to see properly.
The recruiter raises an eyebrow, but nods. As you wish. We'll see how long that lasts.
She's like, why? Legitimately, why?
Let's see. And then he heads off and starts rifling through a box. Here we go. He pulls out several weapons for you.
Okay.
The first is a staff.
The staffs are good. I like staffs.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a nice staff?
It's your staff.
Okay, cool. I'll have my stick back then. I think that's clearly my stick.
Then he hands you your sword.
Okay.
Your knife.
Yep.
And a revolver.
Right. So got all me shit back.
Feel ready?
Just gonna ask again why helmets are such a big deal.
Helps hide the colours. Don't want the civilians panicking.
Okay. That'll do then. Gonna slope off. Awkwardly.
He looks up behind you as you sneak out.
So we'll sneak everywhere.
You sneak your way up the stairs.
Much sneak.
Mm-hmm. By the time you get upstairs, it seems like everyone sort of organized themselves. Everyone's sort of finished off their duties and are sort of forming up.
Right up. Sure asks, so where do I go now? What do I do now?
Well, what do you want to do?
Alright then. If nobody's got a set pattern or any intentions for me to tag along with, I'm gonna bugger off. Which way to the Citadel?
You don't know.
No, I know, I don't know. She's asking.
Who?
The recruiter.
But he's coming up the stairs now. You left him behind, remember?
Okay, I didn't sneak that fast.
he was looking up and you just went, bye.
Okay, I will hover awkwardly at the top of the stairs until he catches up with me and then ask.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like they're getting ready for for another session on it. So just follow us. Stick close. Sure. Stick close. Drop anyone who's overwhelmed in color, and you should be fine.
Righty-ho.
A figure sort of, descends from the guarded stairs that lead upwards. Again, this one again have the same sort of get up, but they appear to have more carapace armor over the upper half of their trench coat.
Right.
And they don't have their face covered, and the collar is actually folded down. No headwear. Bionic eye. This one's actually glowing faintly red, as opposed to...
Sha likes this one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, you haven't got glasses on. Or anything.
Yeah, he's got a red bionic eye and a blue normal eye.
Righto.
And, he's carrying some, there's a pouch full of candles on his belt. There's a chainsaw, there's a bolt pistol.
Righto, Sha's going to slope on over cautiously and intercept him.
He sort of notices you and raises an eyebrow.
Sha introduces herself with her unfortunate colleague's false name.
Mm-hmm.
Because fuck that guy, apparently.
His lips twitch slightly, but he nods.
She asks what's funny.
He just sort of shakes his head and indicates for you to follow along.
Okay.
He proceeds to, head out of the precinct house, and all the assembled guildsmen, fall in, essentially, follow him in a loose group.
Righty-ho.
There's trumpeting outside. Like a deep bass horn. It's like a signal as, the guards outside open the doors and all the guildsmen march out.
Righto. Sha's just going to take this in her stride and be like... Sorry, voice cut out. No, Sha's just going to take this in her stride and be like, oh, okay. There's indeed clearly a thing, which appears to correlate with this thing. I'm just going to follow this lot.
The recruiter is by your side again, going, and off we go again.
How long's this been going on for?
Oh, forever.
As in literally forever?
Yes.
So why don't you give up?
He just looks at you and just goes, surrender is a weakness.
The Dark Heresy role-playing game is copyright of Fantasy Flight Games and Games Workshop. Warhammer 40,000 and its associated trademarks are all property of Games Workshop. Opening and ending themes were created by Evolutioneer of Fiverr.com. This has been the Tritone Gambit, a Dark Heresy fan production.